Bienvenidos a una nueva edición de Anibal SILVEYRA Insta Live Show. Para, tengo que cortar porque si no me van a querer cobrar la música. Espera que te tengo que decir algo súper importante. Haceme pata. Mira este vivo hasta el final. Yo sé por qué te lo digo. Aguantame, dale, haceme el aguante. Mira este vivo hasta el final. Voy a comenzar otra vez. Welcome to a new edition of Anibal SILVEYRA Insta Live Show. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm going to stop the music, otherwise, Mr. Internet is going to try to charge me for the royalties. I was telling you, welcome to a new edition of Anibal SILVEYRA Insta Live Show. Today, I have a special guest, Saratoga Ballantine, one of my best, dearest friends. And I am ready to do it in English. Today in English as a second language. This is a very challenging talk show for me, because this is the first time I'm going to introduce my friends from Hollywood. This is the first time that I'm going to conduct this talk show today in English. So let's start all over this show. Of course, we are going to have today... Oh, thank you. I know that I deserve an applause. Come on, give me a hand. Give me a hand so we can try to do this in English today without having a... Okay, yeah, you can continue. You can go... Stop. There you go. Thank you so much. Always, guys, that you have to give me a hand all the time during this show, because it is so important to me to get your feedback. Tell me if you understand this. If you don't understand this, it is this a chance for you to practice, to listen to me doing it in another language, and you trying to understand what I am saying now, because I know that we have lots of members of the audience from Argentina. Yeah, we have lots of members of the audience from Argentina. No, that is not funny. I'm just saying that I do have lots of members of the audience from Argentina, and they are trying to understand this show. What it is funny about it? Please do not laugh about it, because it's not easy. What I was trying to say, that I do have most of my audience on Instagram, they are Spanish speaker from Argentina. But today, being 4:03 in Los Angeles, you know that I'm always live from Hollywood for you who are on the other side of the world, listening to me or watching me in your phone. If you are doing something, that you are in the middle of something, you are fixing dinner, or maybe you are doing some dumplings, empanadas, and you are just doing this, little thing, and you have to wait a little bit until you put them in the oven, and then until it is cooked, you can just turn on the phone and says, you know what, Anibal is going to be with Saratoga Ballantine today, so let's tune in and let's see him doing this live from Hollywood. It is 4:03 p.m. to me here in Los Angeles. You know that I'm in Toluca Lake, and the weather like today is 76 Fahrenheit degrees, precipitation 0%, humidity 52%, and the winds are 9 miles per hour in the city of Los Angeles. Ahora vamos a ver cómo está el weather en la ciudad de Buenos Aires. Now we are going to see how the weather is like in the city of Buenos Aires. It's 55 Fahrenheit degrees, precipitation 1%, humidity 71%, and the winds are 7 miles per hour. Pero si lo pongo en español, hace un frío de morirse porque hace 13 grados Celsius, precipitación 1%, humedad 71%, y los vientos son de 11 kilómetros por hora. Now, again, I'm going to switch in English. So, as I was telling to you, you know that we are always trying to find some kind of not comedic, but something that it takes you out of the reality, because for reality we do have already things that are like stressing it up a lot, so we are trying to find something which is fun, or which is, otherwise somehow, let me see if I do have something, because I was trying to find I think I totally forgot. No, oh my god, no, I should have something here. Let me see today. Well, I'm gonna talk about some other thing today, because I am trying to tell you that for reading the newspaper, yes, I know, I lost control of what I was saying, right? When you read the newspapers and when you watch the TV, you have a lot of bad news, right? Okay, so I was trying to find a good news today, and I forgot. Yes, now I do not know what to read about it. But anyways, you know what? I'm gonna try to find it now. Let's see. Let's put some crazy news today, and let's see what it comes up, because you know everything, this is in life. I know we have in the meantime, so I'm going to try to say hi to everybody who's listening to me now. My fans from Argentina are just joined. Lisandro Carrer, you just joined the stock show. I can't believe it. And today I'm doing it in English because I do have a special guest who speaks English. So I know Malena is watching me, Alita Belolio from the other side, Saratoga Ballantine 7793, which is my special guest today, is already in line. So Saratoga, I'm gonna send you the invitation around 4:10, 4:15 if I'm just lacking of what am I saying now. Malena Silveira is watching me now. Thank you so much. Patricio Arellano, are you watching me from Spain? What time is it in Spain right now? Isn't it like 2 a.m. in the morning? 3 a.m. Patricio, where are you? Are you at the beach? Are you there at the beach now? Patricio Arellano watching me from Spain. I can't believe it. Enrique Torres Oficial just joined this vivo. This live, Enrique, todo esto es en español, sonamos hoy. Everything is in English. I mean, no en español, en inglés. Enrique, todo esto lo voy a hacer en inglés, hoy sonamos, mira. Estoy tan nervioso que me ahogo. I am so nervous and excited that I'm choking up myself. Today I'm going to do this in English. So I understand that there's some people that goes like, what is he saying now? Coffee TV is joined this live now. We are streaming from Los Angeles. Alicia Savio, I'm sending you a kiss. Alicia Savio, you know, guys, that she is a painter, she's a sculptor, she's an artist. She's a very complete artist, also a choreographer, and she lives in a beautiful town next door, almost here in Pasadena. So she is having all the time this open studio presentations, and so get ready for the summer open studios in Pasadena to see the art of Alicia Savio. Alita Belolio from Buenos Aires, Argentina, she's saying hi. And well, I do have some other people, the ones who dare. John Lacey, my director, is, I can't believe it, he was watching this live. John, this is a challenge to me today because I decided to do this talk show today completely in English, so I do not know what am I going to do. No, well, actually I do know, because I put some, what does it say? No, wait, do not laugh about it. I made a list of questions for Saratoga, and just in case I get lost. And I do have the questions over here. It is not funny. I'm just saying. Anyways, guys, you know that when you talk to someone who is a friend of you, sometimes you think about, what am I going to ask her? Am I going to be straightforward to questions that I would like to know? I say, Saratoga, what did you eat yesterday? Oh, how is your stomach doing? Because we do have lots of confidence between us. But it is so cool when you see an artist on stage, and more than being an artist and stuff, you can be friends, you know, with these people. Sometimes it's hard to make friends in a cast. Sometimes you feel like, okay, you're going to work, you are just going to do, you know, your part, your gig, and then they send you the check and that's it. And sometimes you run into people like John Lacey, Saratoga, Alicia Savio, and well, tons and tons and tons of friends that after having this relationship, this, I should say, working relationship, then is when you start developing a friendship, because I admire people, talented people. No, hey, wait, come on, that's true. I do admire talented people. Oh, I have to tell you something I don't want to forget today. If you don't have anything to do and you and you are in Los Angeles and you want to check out this Argentinian magazine, everything is in Spanish. So go to www.elsuple.com and you can check out all the news in this only magazine from Argentina, edited here in Los Angeles. Because you can, if you like empanadas, for example, see, you can see all the empanadas here. So if you get this, it's for free, El Suplemento, El. A ver, say it with me, guys, from the audience. El Suplemento. Nice! See how you guys are learning? Well, in El Suplemento you can find the best empanadas in town. And also you can find this advertisement, ladies and gentlemen. Anibal SILVEYRA Insta Live Show. Okay, now, pal quincho, we put it in the back burner. As Maria Seguini, you're watching me from Buenos Aires and you are laughing out loud. Because you're listening to me talking English. Yes, Maria Seguini, welcome to watch this live from Hollywood. Paola Silvestrini, are you in Italy? At this time you are watching me from Italy. Hey, Paola, it is 2 a.m. in the morning. What are you doing right now? You cannot fall asleep or you were waiting for me all these hours. A ver, Paola, mi puoi... tengo una domanda per te. Che cosa stai a fare? Che cosa come si dice? Fare? Che cosa fai tu? Che cosa fai tu a questa ora? Sono le 2 della mattina in Italia, ma che cosa stai a fare? Che cosa fai tu allora? Che stanno desperta, non stanno sleeping. You are not sleeping, and it is 2 a.m. in the morning. It is 4:11 here in the city of Toluca Lake from Hollywood, Los Angeles. Live streaming for you who are on the other side, and this is my special guest, guys. Let me talk about a little bit of Saratoga, because Saratoga Ballantine. What a weird name, Saratoga. I know, it's like Anibal. Being Anibal, nobody gets my name. I should say it all the time. A-N-I-B-A-L, Saratoga. I'm sure that every time that she introduces herself and she says, "Hi, my name is Saratoga," people go like, what a weird name. But look at this. Saratoga Ballantine. She was born in June 25th, actually. I'm not going to say what year, Saratoga, don't worry. Let's see if I can have somebody laughing right now. I'm not going to say what year, Saratoga. Yeah, because you're going to kill me if I say the year, right, Saratoga? Well, listen to this. Where was it? Oh, my God, I got lost. Here, in this page? No, in this one. So she was born in June 25th, credited as Sarah Ballantine. It is an actress who played Mary Jane Watson, her clone, in her alternate universe version of Spider-Man cartoon maker. Biography. Other notable works include The John Forsythe Show, Phantom of the Paradise. Saratoga, I didn't know you were in Phantom of the Paradise. That is one of my favorite movies ever. So Phantom of the Paradise, the real Ghostbuster, Murphy Brown, they came from outer space, frozen assets, Wings, the Nutty Professor, married with children. Hey, you guys in Argentina, watch out, open your eyes. Saratoga was in, Married with Children's, Third Rock from the Sun, Ghost, Totally Spies, Sabrina, The Teenage Witch, Farewell to Harry Fraser. No, Farewell to Harry. Bye, Harry. Fraser, Totally Baked, Batman Year One. And then, The Tango Singer. A ver, let me see if I can find the applause. The Tango Singer! Written by John Lacey. Ay, me perdí otra vez. Now I got lost again. Written by John Lacey, who's listening to us now. Calm down, Anibal, say it in English so everybody can understand. So, The Tango Singer, Gil Ward's 2. Bride as Frankenstein, Looking Up, Modern Family, Kaplan's Corner, and American Christmas. Then, if I check out on IMDb, you know that you can check up on IMDb? If you go to www.imdb and check up my name, for example, Anibal SILVEYRA, you can see Un Buen Día, A Good Day, and you can see all of my Hollywood movies. And you can see everything that I made in Buenos Aires as well. Well, I check up Sarah Ballantine in IMDb. There's a beautiful picture of my friend Saratoga Ballantine who says, was born on June 25th, 19... She's an actress and producer known for Kaplan's Corner in 2018, The Nutty Professor 1996. ¿Se acuerdan esa película? Do you remember that movie? And Goose 1999. Let's see a full bio. Here. Yeah, is what I read already. Exactly. Daughter of Carl Ballantine and Sale Cabot. We are going to talk about that. She's also the director of Troopers. Troopers is a documentary, guys, that you should check now, because she was the director also with another dear, Dia Lawrence. And in the cast of Troopers, you're going to find lots of Hollywood actors, Hollywood celebrities like Carl Ballantine, Pat Carroll, and and lots of more people. So just for you to know, you can get the DVD also. If you want to send it to someone else, you can buy it. You can buy the DVD. I think that you can buy it on Amazon, if I'm not wrong. Barnes and Nobles. Also, you can find in Barnes and Nobles the DVD for just the modest price of $14.99. Ha ha ha! Well, let me read something. Let me see if I find. No, I didn't find any strange news today. No, it is 4:15, so I think it's time for me. Well, there's something that says spiders can fear other spiders. Wow! If you are not so fond of spiders, you might find kindred spirits and other spiders. Researcher Daniela Rosler worked with jumping spiders and found that they know to get away from the presence of other possible predator spiders. Oh my God! Talking about spiders, we have today with us my dear friend, Saratoga. I'm getting ready to send you the invitation, but let me rewind the applause so I can join you with a big applause. Now I am putting my finger in the little hombrecito, the little man, and I'm going with Saratoga. I should put Saratoga or Sarah? Saratoga Ballantine. I'm sending you the invite. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you, my dear friend, Saratoga Ballantine.
Oh my God, okay. So I'm wearing glasses so I can look like you. Should I be this way? Can I make the phone this way?
I think vertical is better.
Oh, vertical?
Vertical.
Vertical.
I know that you cannot see anything, Saratoga. Yeah, put your camera in place. Fix yourself. Now we are seeing a little bit of your ceiling, which is nice. You paint your ceiling. No, I'm just
kidding. I look
nice,
at
beautiful purple background.
Wait,
look at you, Saratoga.
How is that? Professional and no expense spared. Look, I even have a fan.
I know, I do have a fan over here, so if you cannot listen to me very well, let me know, because I do have a fan. Let me show you. Okay. I have a fan, mira. This here. See?
Oh.
That it makes such a big noise. But anyway, I think that you can listen to me very well, right?
I hear you perfectly. Perfectly. Okay. You sound perfect.
How are you? Welcome to my talk show, Sarah.
I'm so excited. You are fantastic. You have so much energy. You made me wear glasses. Wait, I have other glasses.
Yeah, but that's cool.
We
have to wear. Oh, lovely.
Please. I have other things.
You know what? I got to the point where I really needed the reading glasses for good sake. For my. Look at you. And look at what I found now, Sarah. Look at this.
Oh, those are good. Where'd you get those?
And they're beautiful. Look,
yes.
These are made out of wood.
I love it.
It's a little piece of face, and you can put the glasses on here. So
that is a
you
nice
can put
way.
it on the table, and you can take it on your stand. So I do have lots of them because I am like collecting this to match it with this. So everybody goes like, "Oh, you're so fashionable."
You're very matchy.
Saratoga, how are you? How are you doing today?
So good. Although I have to say today, it has been is Mercury retrograde. I broke my recording machine that I use, and it'll be okay. But today I could not send in any recordings, so I'm glad the phone's working. This is good.
Oh, yeah. But you have to, I mean, it's a big equipment. It's a machine that you...
It's not a big equipment. It's something called a Scarlett. It's a little red box, and you plug in your microphone and your computer so that you can do your voice work. But today, I had no luck.
Wow.
Oh, someone's
because I know that you are very busy, right? In the field of voice.
Very busy. Oh gosh, I'm busy. Do I answer these questions? Somebody's asking me what it was like.
Let me see. Yes, there's a lot of people already asking. Of course, that we should answer, because one of the beautiful things of this, which is, tell me if I'm wrong, Saratoga, this is like TV and theater all together.
In one.
And radio all at once. Because it's like when we are on stage, we have the feedback of the audience, like laughter or applause or whatever. Or sometimes we do not have anything.
So now we get people writing to us.
Yes, and like there's one here that says, I'm going to read it out loud and see if I can practice my English as a second language.
Okay.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
What was it like to be the voice of Mary Jane Watson? And what is your favorite episode of Spider-Man, the animated series?
Oh my gosh, it was the most fun job ever. And I just want to tell you that when we did Spider-Man, everybody was in the room together. Like sometimes now when you do cartoons, people are separate, but we were all in the room together. So there would be Ed Asner and Martin Landau and Mark Hamill, and I look around and go, I'm the only person in here I've never heard of.
Oh my! Of course, this is before the pandemic.
No, this was way before. This was the 90s.
Way before the pandemic. Well, I know that Asner, but I mean, way before the pandemic, because everybody in the same room.
Yeah, right. Oh no, it was totally can't do that anymore. People work out of the house. You know, I'm working out of my closet.
That's why now you are like, oh my God, I'm worried about my equipment because it got broken and I got to get another one or maybe fix it. So you're working, right?
And R.T. Gleason. My favorite episode was the one where I got to be an actress in Central Park doing Shakespeare. And they wrote it for me special because they knew I studied acting in England and they wanted to give me the opportunity to have Mary Jane, you know, act a little bit. And of course, you know, I think the Venom came and kidnapped me and Spider-Man had to rescue me and I had to scream a lot. But I got to say some very beautiful Shakespearean lines, so I really enjoyed it. I love doing all of it.
Oh, nice. Yes, I bet it is. You know, that for me was kind of a new experience because a couple of years ago I started doing voiceover, and I remember telling you that I was, well, first was an audio book. Was it different?
They're hard. Audiobooks are hard.
They are.
A lot of hours.
Long hours, less money, but long hours anyway.
Yeah.
And it is good pay though, because we are, you know, criticizing actors, always criticize. But I mean, going back to what I wanted to say is that when you are in an audio book, I never knew and I never thought about that the director giving you so straightforward directions in order for you. Sometimes he told me, Anibal, to not smile.
Oh, and it changes how your voice sounds.
Yes,
when
it
you
does.
Smile.
And I thought of like, I'm asking you now, are you like having the mouth opened in order for you to catch up with the first line? You have to dub like, hi, how you doing? Yes, because otherwise we can hear on the microphone
that smack. I hate that sound. I hate when I do it.
Too. I know. You know that I have to interrupt you again. But there are some people who is putting some messages in Spanish. Qué divina es. Una sonrisa encantadora.
Is that nice?
Very nice. What a divine girl you are, and you have an enchanting smile.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you
Saratoga,
so much.
I made myself a list of questions just because
Okay.
I was thinking, oh my God, this is my most difficult live streaming ever.
I'm so proud of you doing this. I mean, I couldn't do it in Spanish, of course, even though I'm part Cuban. And I should speak Spanish because my grandpa Carlos Cabrera, I grew up speaking, and now it's all gone to heck. But I love that you can do English and Spanish. You're very, very lucky.
Well, and you know that I'm not very worried about the grammar now. In comparison of how I was at the beginning when I needed to speak and to, you know, to be able to say something in front of some people when you are an actor and you have to step inside a room for an audition. It's hard sometimes when it is in a different language.
Absolutely.
So with this list of questions that I made myself, in order for me not to get lost in translation, because I want to, I know that mostly my audience are from Argentina, right? And now I'm not translating at all, because I think that somehow for everybody, it's an exercise to watch me doing this in English as well.
Sure.
So at least they do have an idea how I do interact in this other part of the world. So let's go with this. And I'm going to translate the question as soon as I tell you, so they do have an idea of what we are talking about.
Oh.
First thing, you are considered Hollywood royalty, and not just only to me. Did you fall?
According to my rubber chicken, yes, I am Hollywood royalty.
You are considered to be, I'm going to say it to me so you don't feel ashamed. You are considered to be Hollywood royalty. What is it like growing up in this beautiful world of celebrities? Tell us about your family. That's what I want to talk about.
Well, here's the deal. When I was a little girl, I was born in New York City, not Hollywood. My father was a magician. He did magic. And my mother was a cabaret singer, nightclub singer. And her maiden name was Celia Cabrera. But when she married my father, she became Seal Ballantine. So my dad auditioned for a television show called McHale's Navy, which is probably before all of your viewers' times. But it was
but I think I've seen repetitions of that show because your father's face was so familiar to me when I was a little kid that I remember probably watching that show.
That was the regular show. So
I'm sure.
A screen test, and my mother and I stayed in New York, and then he wanted to see if the show was going to go. And then once it went, my mom had to quit her job. I had to leave school and come to California, to Hollywood, which I thought was beneath us. Like New York was classy, elegant theater. I'm like a little girl like this, and smoking and wearing a beret, and I was a very affected kid. I called my parents Seal and Carl. I never called them mom and dad. I was just a freaky kid.
But so, particularly because you have to move your life. You have to change your whole life when you're a little kid. Moving away from your town is the worst thing.
I want to leave my friends and my budding Broadway career that I wanted so badly. So, you know, we come to Hollywood, and my dad's on a TV show with Ernest Borgnine, who won an Oscar, and for Marty, and Tim Conway. This was his first TV show, became a big famous comedian. And all of our friends were people from movies and the theater. But I just thought that was how everybody was. Like, you know, my parents were very down to earth. They weren't show busy. They were very earthy people. And that's just what I thought. I thought everybody's dad had a deck of cards in their hands. I thought everybody's mom sang in a club. You know, I figured that's what, you know, that's just what I thought until I got...
Right. Bueno, una de las cosas que voy a traducir solamente para aquellos que nos están siguiendo aún, y les agradezco muchísimo que estén ahí, es que sus padres, ella nació en New York, así como ustedes escucharon, ¿no es cierto? Y su padre, famosísimo, Carl Ballantine, en ese momento haciendo magia en New York, y su madre, Sil Cabot, que en ese momento era, ¿cómo era Carrizo? What was your mother's maiden name before?
Celia Rita Cabrera.
Ay, Celia Rita Cabrera.
Sí, mi tía se llama Lolita. And my grandpa Charlie was Carlos, he was a flamenco guitar player.
Qué maravilla. Y voy a contar rápido, simplemente para no interrumpir a Saratoga. Ella cuenta que la madre estaba cantando en cabarets, en nightclubs, y el padre estaba haciendo este show de magia. De golpe audicionaron con un show súper famoso, que lo tenemos acá anotado, que es McHale's Navy, y de golpe el padre queda junto a Ernest Borgnine. Un enorme elenco, se convierte en un show famosísimo y se mudan a Los Ángeles, y ahí Saratoga tiene que dejar a su escuela, a sus amigos, todo, y decidió nunca más decirle a su padre por papá ni mamá, empezó a llamarlo por su nombre. I'm sorry, Saratoga, for interrupting you.
I love it. I love it.
Include some of our members of the audience as well.
I love that. I think it's terrific.
So, and then I think I'm interrupting you the story because as soon as you just got into Hollywood, was your sister already? Was she born already?
No, older sister, but shh, don't tell anybody. I was born in New York, and my little sister, my sister was born here.
Okay,
we're 9 years apart in age. So literally, and we came out here when I was around 9. So she was born pretty soon after we came to California. Molly is a total California girl. My sister went to USC. Real estate. She lives in the Palisades. I mean, she is like LA all the way. I still have this fantasy that I'm tempered with East Coast energy. But
I know, and you do have also, you know what? For me, the East Coast, but it is different from here. And I think it's because of the weather. Let's put it that way. It's the way that they dressed up.
Yes.
Right? I know that you love winter clothes, of course, but you are always like... not dressed up, but dressed for the occasion.
I love well, because I'm involved with the Magic Castle, where you have to dress, they have a very strict dress code. The Magic Castle is the premier magic club for magicians in the world. So at night, if I can just throw on a dress and a pair of heels and go out the door, I'm a very happy girl. But if I have to think about stuff too much, it's no good.
That's why we were thinking about going to visit this Cicada Club in Los Angeles downtown.
The Cicada.
Cicada, what is?
Cicada Club.
Cicada Club.
Cicada Club downtown. It's fantastical. It's like we should go and dress up. It's like the 1920s.
Yes.
I mean,
I know. Es muy amorosa, Saratoga, te transmite armonía. Qué placer escucharla. She is very loving, Saratoga. She streams or she transmits. I think I can say that now, like a radio transmits. She transmits harmony. It's a pleasure to listen to her. Saratoga, you are an actress that it is in the business for so long. Tell me about the TV show you've been in when you were a little girl.
Yes, when I was a little girl, really from 3, I knew I wanted to be an actress. Now, I've had a very lucky career because of course, I'm not famous and nobody knows me, but I've been able to make a living in whole life. And that is a miracle in itself. And I've always loved it, and either working on something or preparing or actually doing something. But I loved ballet classes as a little girl, and all the things I studied. I don't even get to do half of them, but they're in me, you know, should anyone call.
I think you were playing, because when you were a little kid, you play, right? I mean, you play. And what I love about the language, English language, is so straightforward. Right? They say you play when you act. So acting is to play.
It's play, yeah.
You play an instrument. Well, of course, we are ourselves our instruments ourselves.
Right.
So we play ourselves when we are performing, right?
Sure.
So then a musician plays an instrument. Then you play. So to play, when you were this little girl, and it is your first time ever in front of a camera, did you feel you were work? I mean, did you have some idea that this is work?
No, it felt like play, except it had to be on time.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was play, but it couldn't go on too long. It had a certain time.
It had to start. Yeah, it had to be makeup on.
Right. But my very first TV job, I was 9, and I was a mime when I was a little kid without knowing it. In other words, I could act out things without talking. Wow. And there was a comedian named Red Skelton, and he had a TV show, and they needed a little girl in a silent spot, they called it. So we worked together for about 10 minutes, and then they had an audience, the cameras are rolling, and I'm thinking, this is the most fun I've ever had in my whole life.
My God, Saratoga.
Yeah, it was fun.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And what a good point that you guys did have an audience. So
yes,
with a live audience.
A lot of television then shot with a live audience.
My God.
Still do.
There's a lot of people here watching you, and we should name some of them, but there's a long, long list. Believe me.
Well,
John, Prince of Dorito, Alto Wiz Films. I watched Mikhail's Navy, Federico Di Matteo. Hey, Federico, I'm thankful for you. Troy Vision. I remember Mikhail's Navy. Sarah and I went to school together.
Yes, that's my friend Kathy. She's an artist and a brilliant person and a lovely, lovely soul. And she's taken up painting. And every time I see one of her pieces, she is so talented and wonderful. And I've known her since 5th grade, since we moved to California.
Wow,
yeah.
Thank you so much for watching us now, and thank you for tuning with, supporting Saratoga, your friend. That's awesome. Saratoga. Be kind to her, says the Cicada Club is great.
Really fun.
We should go. We're having so much fun every time we're going to Dantana's together with you, right? We
have a favorite restaurant in LA, everybody. We love Dantana's.
I know. And we almost have an audience that every time we put some Instagram or Facebook picture from Dantana, goes, hey, I remember last time I was there.
Dantana's again.
Well, let's go together. I have another question here. Let me see. When did you know that you wanted to be an actress?
since I was 3. I didn't want anything else, ever. Ever. I wanted to be a ballerina too, but at 12, I
You dance very well.
yeah. Well, thank you. But by 12, I knew ballet wasn't for me. I knew I wanted to be an actor more. But I did study dance till I was about 25. And then I taught at a private school in Hollywood. But yeah, it's a very wonderful discipline and I love it. But it just wasn't my real calling. I have many friends who are dancers. I love them.
I know, but it's very strict and very demanding, right? Physically and everything. Has a very, I don't know, but I do love it too, because I remember when I was sometimes dancing on stage for certain musicals, having somehow some technique, like let's say, you know, ballet or some whatever jazz or whatever technique you acquire. It is super cool when you are on stage because you know how not to injure yourself.
Right. And Alicia Savio taught us how to tango.
Yeah, besides knowing how to dance and to turn and to, you know, the jumps and stuff and all those crazy things, you could be, because I started like musical theater without not knowing how to dance, without technique, and then choreographer was like, you're a natural. But I kept myself injuring all the time. I kept injuring myself all the time because sometimes, you know, and then when I went to class is when I realized how to do certain things with technique. Sometimes when I see pictures of you and your parents, such wonderful actors, both of them, it makes me feel immediately like looking at my own pictures with my family, with my talented children. I think sometimes I told you, have you performed with any of your parents?
Well, my mother, no, I didn't. My parents performed together. They did some TV shows together. And my dad did this magic act. And at one point I said, Daddy, I'd love to be your assistant. You know, maybe there's something I could do in the act. And he's like, I work alone, kid. You know. So, but Spider-Man, one of the episodes, they needed a, what do you call it? A maintenance man, you know, cleaning a garbage man, basically, picking up the trash and loading it in the truck. I said to the producer, you know, I think my dad would be perfect for this. So that was the only time we ever actually did a job together.
Okay, really so you did get to act with your dad at least.
We did a Spider-Man episode.
Is there any pictures with that? Do you have any pictures from that?
You know, not only no pictures, but it never even occurred to me to record the shows. You know, when I made the documentary Troopers, people said, oh, you just put together all your reels from you've saved your whole life. I'm like, no, because we didn't do that then.
Because we didn't carry those smartphones that today we do have in our pockets.
Yeah, before, we were living it. We weren't like thinking about the future when we're going to look at it again. We were doing it. You
know what? Also, we have to think about this. I have a friend. She was like us, you know, on the social networks most of the time. Until a couple of weeks ago or a week ago that I read about, like, I'm leaving this social network is the one, Facebook anyways. She said, because there is too much bullying there.
Bullying.
Yeah, the bullying. The kids are saying, you know, horrible stuff to some other kids, and some people are like so engaged into what the rest of the world think about you. And if you look good, or if you are too fat, or if you are too thin, or if you are not working, or if you are working too much, or whatever, everybody thinks that they do have the freedom of opinion. They are so opinionated, right?
Right.
So she said, I'm saying goodbye to one of, at least for now, to this social network. You are very engaged in social networks. I can tell because I see some of the social networks. What came first in your career? TV, movies, theater?
Well, I wanted to be on Broadway. I saw a show called Gypsy, which was about Gypsy Rose Lee when I was little. And that pretty much did it for me. That I just wanted to do that. I wanted to be a stripper. That was my plan. I was going to grow up
about that, right?
and be a stripper. But My parents talked me out of that one.
Hi, Saratoga. You are funny. Can you picture yourself being a stripper? Yes.
I just thought it meant you wore
Totally.
feathers and beads and you danced around, you looked beautiful, and people loved
Yes.
you.
Yes. Of course. Well, in those times, being a stripper, what you're talking about, gypsy, you know, when is that from the 30s? I guess it's a story
It started, I guess, in the 40s, and then
the
by
40s, correct.
it was
With a stage ma'am that takes, you know, the two children to be stars, and then one of them leaves the family and she becomes a super famous stripper. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Beautiful. And then you've seen that and you wanted just to be on stage.
I knew I wanted to do that. Yeah, this light is terrible. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. Saratoga. You are
It was
looking awesome. And your background is amazing. I appreciate that you took
Oh
the
my
time.
gosh. Well, otherwise you would see, like, I have a painting back there and some more rubber chickens. And you didn't need all that.
Yeah, Saratoga. You know that we are approaching, it's 4:40 and we have still 20 more minutes if it's okay with you. Otherwise, you just tell me, we can cut it off before, okay?
No, whatever you want. I'm happy to
Because I'm
talk
looking
more.
at the questions here. See, I'm again going to my paper. And it says, when I read a little bit of what I found about you, like resume, there's a film that you directed, Troopers.
Yeah.
I would like you to tell us about your film. Like, for example, how did the idea for the plot came to you? How was the process of pre-production? And then, like, it's elliptic, right? So how this started, how was the process? And then what was the result? Were you happy with what you succeeded, or?
I was very, very proud of it. But my girlfriend, Dea, and we had a comedy act. We were the White House Chicks. And this was in the 90s. And we were Tipper and Hillary. And we did political sketch comedy. And basically, this meant schlepping around all over town with bags of costumes and props and stuff to these little theaters where we made no money. And we did this for a couple of years. And then we wrote a script. We really tried to get, stuff going. We thought, let's do something easy, like a documentary film, like, 20 minutes. We'll talk to some people. We'll edit it together. Well, it turned into 7 years of work.
My God.
Meeting these incredible people and learning how to make a movie, because we didn't know about lighting. We didn't know about sound. We didn't know about any of that. We just knew we had an idea. We were going to do it. And we put our own money in. We didn't raise money. There was no Indiegogo or.
No, it didn't exist.
What were those? Yeah, we didn't do that. We used our own money. And through the editing process and adding music and clips and this and that,
how come? Because now that you are saying all that stuff, it sounds so difficult to me, the editing process and how? Yeah. Were you going to an editing studio, right? And you rented the studio and you took all the film, the material, and the stuff like editing. You too?
Yes, we hired an editor. We had to.
Of course, because otherwise, how can you manage with the programming, the program, the softwares?
Yeah, the worst part, this is terrible to admit to you, a lot of the women in the movie were beautiful, glamorous actresses, and we didn't know about lighting. And when we saw the footage, we're like, we can't let this be. This woman will kill us. We're in my birth year. Well, we let beautiful Jane Keane look like we shot her. We had to learn about how to light from above and make her look, beautiful, which she was.
Yeah, and you learn in
the
process. I'm gonna interrupt you now because our director John Lacey is saying Sarah. I should say Sarah now instead of Sarah. Sarah.
I like Sarah.
I like now. Sarah is too Argentinian. Oh. Sarah with more Sarah. You correct me because you are my teacher in English. Every time I had to go in audition, sometimes I'll call you and say, Saratoga, how can I pronounce this word? Should I say Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah's good.
He says, Sarah is the real funny girl.
Thank you, John Lacey.
Thank you, John.
Make a movie of the tango singer.
You know, I heard they are replacing now the actress who opened Funny Girl on Broadway.
Yes.
I don't remember her name, but now this beautiful girl, the lady from Glee.
She was going to do it in the first place. She was on Glee, and I always heard her name mentioned for the Funny Girl revival. Then they talked. Now she's going in. Fate fate is divinely guiding her.
Do you believe in fate? Do you think that what it is for you, nobody can take it away?
I do. I totally do.
Right?
You may want something so badly, but if it isn't meant for you.
Look at this. Look at this. Listen to this. Look at what John Lace is saying right now. Is it
Why don't I see any of this?
Is it true that you are taking over the Beanie on Broadway? Or Beanie on Broadway?
Wouldn't that be fantastic?
That would be fantastic. That's a great character for you, I guess. Yeah, I agree. John, yeah. I agree with you. Saratoga, let me see. All right. Where can we see Troopers now?
Right now, it is on Amazon Prime. I would love you to go to Amazon Prime and watch it. It is on some other platforms, but that's the only one that I know for sure.
But Amazon. So everybody listen to me. Pónganse a ver Troopers, el documental que dirigió Saratoga. Van a ver actores de Hollywood y van a ver aparte la historia, lo que es. I really love the plot about it, and I would love you to tell us, at least to these Argentinian fellows who are listening to us, what Troopers is about.
I will tell you.
Because it's so loving, it's so touching to me, the documentary. What's the plot about?
Thank you. Well, the plot basically was a Valentine to actors over 80 and 90. To the troopers who are not super famous, but who make a career out of this and have done it their whole life and still are waiting for that phone call, that great role, that part that's going to just be what they've waited for their whole life. They get up every day, they exercise, they eat well, they try to get a job. You know, it's like this, the worker bees, but they're all known. I mean, they're not nobodies, but everybody had another level of stardom. They went, like Pat Carroll, she was on Broadway. She did the Gertrude Stein. She did the voice of Ursula in The Little Mermaid, but she still would like to do some great role. You know, Kay Ballard said, I'm waiting for that next phone call. Now, granted, a lot of them have passed on now.
And also, I appreciate people like you and your partner, you know, for the film, because you guys are like thinking about those, you know, thinking about those artists, those actors who are already still waiting the phone call, waiting for the phone to ring and somebody to offer something to them. But I think that, for example, from the country that I am coming from, nobody gives a damn about the old people. Nobody mentioned them. Nobody is interviewing them. Nobody is like they want to hear about these people who were living in a different
time.
In a different time, yes.
But you could interview, you know, find yourself a group of actors over 80 who are Spanish-speaking actors and hear their stories. I mean, it is fascinating. First of all, I love people and I love hearing people's stories. So how you hang in there with parental disapproval and not enough money and being told you're too old or you're not pretty enough or you're too fat or you're like what you were saying, you know,
like us. They sound like us.
And then how you go on anyway. You know what I mean? You're going to let that... Oh, there's a famous director named Elia Kazan who directed Streetcar Named Desire.
Of course, yes.
So he was addressing a class at NYU about acting, and somebody raised their hand and said, Mr. Kazan, how will I know when to quit? And he said, if anything can stop you, let it.
Right.
And I think that's
amazing.
What Troopers is about.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes there's nothing that can stop us from keeping on, like going on and, you know, trying to find the audition for you, still getting prepared. Well, you and I are discussing now if come back to Wednesday night, and if we just tell and we share with the audience that are listening to us at the moment, we have our friend Diane.
Yes, Diane may be listening. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows if she's listening? But she is as young as we are. I mean,
her spirit.
And I, and Malena, and most of our friends are having so much fun all together. Doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't matter if you are older, younger. I think it's in your mind. Just age is It's a state of mind.
It's energy. It's also energy. Keeping your towards something, a focus, something you want, something you desire, things you love, doing what makes you happy. You know, you can turn it the other way, and you can fill that bucket with all kinds of despair too. But we choose to not do that. You know, what good does it do? It's a downward spiral.
Once you've seen the movie for the first time, Saratoga, and I know what was the feeling. Have you ever dreamed about directing a movie like that and then watching the movie like in the big screen? What was it like?
That we saw it first on a big screen at the ArcLight. Remember the ArcLight theaters?
Yes.
It was thrilling. It really was thrilling. And of course, being on a big screen, it plays up a lot of flaws. So.
Oh, yeah, you cannot separate yourself from the director from the member of the audience. I know that is very hard because sometimes the people, they don't discover the flops, and if they do, it's like, oh, okay. Because now, remember in the Starbucks cup in this Heat series, I don't remember now the name of the series, but anyway, there's like the Hunger Games or whatever. There was just a cup of, you know, a cup or cup there, coffee cup there. Saratoga, tell me something about Spider-Man. There's a lot of people who are still very fan of, you know, that.
Yes, I have like 14,000 followers. It's fantastic. But
that is fantastic.
We need to do more. People really, there's a petition going around. You can sign it if you want to bring the series back and finish the story that they started.
Because the story is still open. So
they left it open, and people clamor. Now, it's been years, Anibal, so it would be really lovely.
Now I remember another title for you to discuss with me. The Phantom of the Paradise.
That was my first big job. That was like as a grown-up. You know, I worked as a little girl, but I was going to Immaculate Heart College. And a director named Brian De Palma came to the school because he was dating one of the girls there. And he wanted to make this movie. And I auditioned for it, and I got in it. And I went to Dallas, Texas for a few weeks and worked with Paul Williams and Jessica Lange. Not Jessica Lange, sorry.
Yeah. Jessica Lange or
beautiful girl.
I know that movie is amazing.
It's a classic. It is a cult.
It's a classic and a cult movie, both.
And early Brian De Palma calling card before he got super famous. You know, it was right before, and it's a musical, and it could go to Broadway. It could be a Broadway musical. It really
isn't it? I mean, does it exist? Do you think that there's a version for stage?
I think Paul Williams, who wrote the music, would love it if it went to Broadway. I'm sure they tried. It takes.
That would be fun. Saratoga. Let me see what else I wanna ask you about. We know each other for a long time now. Let's talk about the tango singer.
Thank God for the tango singer. Thank you, John Lacey.
Alicia Savio is also watching. Thank you, Silva Production. Silva Production from Spain is watching us also. He is just waving at us. Ernesto Mocho, Leif Olverius, Nina Santo Nicosia, Sirdon 50, Alicia Lopez, which is here in, I think ¿estás acá, Alicia Lopez? Ah, no, me confundí, perdón, Alicia Lopez from Alita Belolio, El Fuji. He says that he's driving, but he's sending us a big hug. And then Saratoga is actually, this is good. Guys, look at this now, because then when we put this on my wall, it's going to inspire all the messages. Do not spell it troopers with double O. It's not Troopers. It's troopers. Troopers. Like you're a troopy. Like,
you know, TREE. Yeah, if you spell it that way, you'll get a war movie.
Trovadores, o sea, cantantes de la legua, trovadores, músicos trovadores, serían un poco los artistas trovadores. Eso es lo que quiere decir troopers in English. Anyway, so you can go to Amazon and check for TROUPERS. Troopers! Anyways, Saratoga, do you think that, okay, tango singer. let's organize this. Tango Singer is the story about a tango singer, very famous in Argentina, Carlos Gardel. And I remember at the beginning, you guys started with the reading of the show as a workshop for the Writers' Night, correct?
That's how it began, at Theater West.
At Theater West, correct. And John Lacey, which is the writer and the director, the producer also, was younger. He was younger at the time. Because this is almost 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Yeah, maybe more.
My God, I can't believe it. So anyway, you guys started the reading process, and then the play got to be in a festival. So this is when John invites me to join the cast. And here we go. So,
wow. Do you remember we used to laugh so hard at rehearsal? There were so many parts in it that were just so funny. And and we had such a wonderful cast, and it was just a wonderful piece. I mean, I really feel like his story, Carlos Gardel's story, should be told, and nobody better than John to do it. I mean, the time is going by. People don't know who he is. People don't know who Bob Hope is. People don't know who many people are.
Exactly. Particularly now that the time goes so fast in the phones and the tablets and the computers that you are scrolling down whatever, you don't pay attention more than 3 seconds, and people tells you if you want to have more followers on Instagram, you have to have a story. In the first 30 seconds, you have to sell whatever you sell.
Right.
That's true. 10-year anniversary, John.
10-year
anniversary of the Tango Singer. We should get together again and go on stage.
We
Definitely.
Should. Maybe, yeah. Well, we did the Zoom show. Remember?
Why don't we go on tour?
That
would be fun.
I'd like to go on tour.
Me too.
In the fall at the Actors Studio, put up a chapter.
And I interrupted you because you were saying that we also did the reading. I mean, the live reading on Zoom for the pandemic.
For Argentina, did you not? With different actors, and that must have been fantastic. Well, I watched it too. It was fantastic.
Both, because for me, don't forget that it was challenging. This is a show that it keeps me busy. Since starting to the end.
Yeah, and
so I'm killing for the mutis. Where's my exit? I want to go to the restroom, please. Where's my exit? But I have great memories of the process of finding the characters, how you guys, American actors, Hollywood actors, started to understand what the characters were about. Okay, let's go, Alicia says. Let's go on tour. Let's get some empanadas and wine, package some luggage, and we go on tour already.
You can't wait for someone to give you permission. You have to make your own permission.
One of the things that I remember, like an anecdote from the Tango Singer, for me was singing in English all the tango, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I always remember one tango that makes me emotional, touches all my fibers, in and out. It was the one that it says, Volver, return with my bro with her. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So my anecdote was like, I've seen people in the audience like looking at me like, why he's crying so much?
Aww.
What is wrong with this guy? But for me, just listening to Gardel singing Volver and picture myself being Gardel and singing Volver, return. Return where? To Buenos Aires. So for me to return was emotional. And some people, they didn't understand why I was crying from the first line.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What do you remember funny from the show?
Well,
something that happened to you that you didn't want to have happened.
Remember that when at one point it was sexual. I'm the rich Jewish funder of your career, and you're the little money bag to be singer.
Yeah.
And my husband doesn't pay any attention to me, and so I'm with this beautiful Latin lover type guy like Valentino. And I want to have you say very euphemistically we're going to have a little nap. We all know what that is. So, and I remember at rehearsal, you had to go under my skirt. So perhaps you are going to be performing an act with your mouth.
Yes.
Big, everybody. And and apparently you're quite good at it. And you know, the scene ended with me yelling out, "Call me Sadie," because you were calling me the Baroness all the time. And I remember that was hilarious. The first time we did it, and ever more, but that first time.
I remember.
That laugh beyond the normal
And
level.
then some pictures that we do have from rehearsals and stuff. But what I like about that is that we are from the very, very beginning. We can see all the process of developing the show.
Yes.
How this is growing and developing into a play that is still living. It's alive. This is still a live piece of art. So I think there's still room. Do you think, this is another question, do you think that there's still some room that we can continue developing the show?
It's up to the director. I'm only an artiste, a humble day play.
I know. But I know that also John sometimes, you know, he likes listening to what we think about, and the way that sometimes, you know, he opens up for ideas. And now I think last time we did it on Zoom, he was trying to introduce some more songs or more music. So I don't know. I always dream about, like, you know, going back to certain place because it's fun. So I would love to do it again if we can. Yeah.
It's very unique. It's a very unique show. You know, it is. Sure, we'll get other parts. We'll do other plays. We'll do other movies. But that was very special. And I think the story needs to get out there. Whether we get to do it or not, you know.
Exactly. Maybe it's another people. Maybe it's some other people in some other opportunities in some other theaters or in the future or whatever. But I hope that we can go back to what we started.
Yeah.
And because I think it's a great
Zephyr, when we did it at the Zephyr, that was in the middle of the whole kerfuffle about us all having to go equity. Remember? We were and then it was a big hiccup. And that really stopped
I don't think that now is so difficult like it was in those years, because this is just 2 years. So it's before the pandemic when we were at the Zephyr Theater, right? Did I pronounce it right? Zephyr?
Zephyr, yeah.
Zephyr.
You know what a zephyr is, Anibal?
El Zafir, no?
It's a wind. It's a soft wind. A zephyr.
Es un viento suave, el
Like
Zephyr. Yo pensé que era el Zephyr. I mistakenly was wrong thinking at the same time with the stone, but this is a Zephyr. Zafiro.
Sapphire is a blue stone.
Sapphire. And this is Zephyr. Puta madre, el inglés. ¿Vieron qué difícil que es? Saratoga, I appreciate your time. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for this streaming today, because for me it was really challenging. I was so nervous and worried about doing this in English.
You did so great. You did.
But I did it with you for the first time because we talked about that. I know in the past, and I said, why not? You don't know until you try it. So I wanted to see if I have fun. And you know what? I'm having so much fun.
Yay! Yay!
Me siento muy bien. Le estoy diciendo a Saratoga, bueno, para los que entendieron, bárbaro, para los que no, les agradezco que nos hayan acompañado. It is 5:03 already, and we are about to finish. Estamos ya por terminar. I'm going to post this on my wall so you can watch it over and over anytime you want. Lo voy a poner para que lo veas todas las veces que quieras. Thank you so much, Saratoga. I appreciate your time. Me encantó.
Thank you.
One last question, Saratoga. How do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Oh, I tell you honestly, I just hope to be healthy and able to do all the things I'm doing right now. That is really my wish, and for the world to be amenable to us all living our lives in a wonderful, loving way. I just hope in 5 years we still have a country that we're proud of here. And I mean, I have a lot of hopes for 5 years, more than for me because I'm in this world and I have a strong sense that I want us to go forward in a beautiful way and not in a horrible way.
Wow,
So
that sounds awesome. And I appreciate that you mentioned that we are going through difficult times right now. But at the same time, you and I are entertainers. We know what it takes for us to entertain people. And one of the things that I really appreciate now is that we didn't stop ourselves just to talk about politics or religion or stuff that it is, depressing at this time. So I appreciate that. Look at your chicken or your hen.
chicken girl.
It's a latex hen or a chicken. I love it.
Rubber chicken.
You come for chicken.
It brings you back to a certain place.
Saratoga, thank you so much. Thank you. First of all, thank you for being such a humble, loving, I don't know, such a fun girl. You are still, a very, very down-to-earth kind of person, and that's what I love much about you, which you are an equal. You love simple stuff, simple things. While you were thinking about you, looking at yourself in 5 years and giving us all that beautiful stuff, I was thinking about me like getting, I don't know, more money, maybe living in front of the ocean, not working so much. And you were thinking about, the world, living in love and peace and health. And I was thinking about having money and a house in front of the ocean. Saratoga, I love you. Thank you for everybody watching. Thank you, everybody who watched.
Everybody who watches. Thank you, Anibal. It's super. Love
Thank
you.
you so much. John Lacey, this is the last thought. He says it's great to see my two favorite actors together again. Lacey, get ready yourself for the next live. The Chocolate Burn, Valeria Girval, Vermi Ishne, Febra, Jeff Abraham PR. Anita Belolio. Siempre dije que quería conocer a Eli Wallach y tomar un café desde hoy. La Suma Saratoga. I always said that I wanted to get to know Eli Wallach and have a coffee with him. And now I some other people. Saratoga will be in that table. Gracias, Alita Belolio. Thank you. Chechu Corrientes dice, hi from Argentina. Barnes Magic says, hi. Seba Piloto says, hi. Mark Banier. Gra Lucia joined this. With up. Thank you, guys. Ay, me mandaron un WhatsApp. A ver, they sent me a message on WhatsApp for something. Okay, me están diciendo que we have to finish. They are telling me, Anibal, cut it out because it is more than 1 hour. Mr. Instagram is going to cut you off. Gracias, Saratoga. Thank you, Saratoga.
Thank you so much. Love you. Love you.
Too. See you. See you one of these days. So maybe next Wednesday.
Very soon, next Wednesday.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, honey. Bye. Bye, everybody.